After about 20 minutes, remove the lower part of the dash. It's just a bunch of screws. No biggie. Started to try to loosen this up and loosen this up. They're all going to be 10mm bolts, and they are, for these guys, they're like way down deep in there. Sorry about the video. For this guy, the top, here, way up in there, there's a bunch of stuff that's connected all up in there. You just have to search around, try to find it. Got it loose, but wasn't able to get it up, so just started yanking on it like this, and it comes up pretty high. So I think you might be able to get access to the rest of the bolts just by cranking it up. Cut out the OBD2 port, which sits about here. And okay, about 25 minutes in, the thing that was holding me up was the two bolts right there on top. You should remove them before yanking on it. Anyway, it came out pretty easy. There's only a handful of bolts. Some of them are up pretty high, so you got to get in there with an extension, an angle, you know, get them loosened up. On this side, I don't think there was much at all holding it in. Cut the dash wires. Don't need them unless you want to check the mileage. This one has a electronic one. These are, you know, wires for the heater controls and all this stuff. So I just cut all this out. We don't really need it. I'm gonna work on pulling this thing out, and then okay. So I spotted the main relay and the fuel pump relay, and they are way in there. So main relay's got, at least for this car, it's got the green connector. Oh, my hand's in the way. It's this thing right there. Got the green connector, and it's round. Right underneath it's a main relay. It's got a brown square looking relay. This one's a round one. You need those. Don't need those. Don't even know what they are. So I'm going to try to get those out, pull the ECU out, and basically just chop everything else off that I don't need. Still working on getting everything pulled out, but might hack more than... Alright, so I'm getting almost down to the where I can pull it out, but this thing is in the way. What I did was I unbolted the steering column from here, and then unbolted the sides, unbolted the other sides, and got around, and it's connected in here to a what's this special screw thingy. Let's see if I can focus in on it. That's it. And then the bolt underneath it. I don't have anything like that, and I don't have any cutters to cut these off. To make it easier, I could pull this out and then get this out easier. So what I've been doing is trying to disconnect it as best I can. There's screws that hold it together in half this way. There's some that hold it this way. There's one up here, and there's one down the side. And what I'm doing is trying to rip it out. I don't have a saw, so I've been using these things I just bought at Harbor Freight. I'm basically just cutting into it and ripping as much as I can out and getting the screws that I can. I think I've got it to where I can get it out and I can get access to the wiring harness. If you look over here, got these kind of loosened up, and then the green plastic clips. Okay, did a little more yanking, broke it out. Be sure to get this little plastic thing. It's like an air duct thing. It goes around the bottom of it. That kind of holds it in too, so break that off. I now have access to this. Hard to see. Let's see if I can get a little more light. Not really. Those are the wires that go out to the motor. This is like a channel for the wires to come around, and then the main harness comes through here. And then it goes to the rest of all this wiring. Don't really need all the wiring, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out this. I'm going to pull as much of it out as I can, try to get the engine connections out, pull them out to the ECU, and maybe even start to go through, open things up, and just grab the few connections that I need, and then just get rid of all the rest of it. If you look in here, the wires split off, and there we go. Wires split off this way, wires go down the ECU, and wires come up here. Don't need any of those. Chop it off right there. You'll be fine without them. Cool. Alright, it's been about 2 hours, and it's my first time doing this, so it's taking a little longer, but longer than I expected. But anyway, pulled out what I need, and I lopped off some wires in here. Don't need those, I don't think. Didn't need these. These I just kind of cut. Sorry about the light. Yeah, cut off stuff I didn't need. All I really need is this guy, and the 2 green wires. I'll need some other wires going out from the ECU, but I'll have to pin them out later, like the transmission, neutral safety switch, and stuff like that. Ignition on. Anyway, I think I'm ready to unplug it from the motor, and pull out the rest of it. Going through more engine wiring stuff. Once again, don't need this, don't need this, and I don't even know what this is for. Oh, well, it goes down, connects to the ABS sensor down in there. The only thing you do need from this little loom that kind of branches off from here is the mass airflow sensor thing. So you could actually just lop this off here, cut it off, and then just keep the wires that go to there and just trace it back through. Coming around to this side, this is the ground. Keep it, ground all the wires, everything black goes to ground. This I lopped off. It was I don't know, brake master cylinder something, I don't know, some sensor. Some go to this thing. You don't need those. The only thing you do need is this connector right here that goes to what I talked about a minute ago for the coil. And that's pretty much it. The other one's, oh, and then the starter. This one goes down to the starter. You'll have to reach in and yank it out. So you can either run your old starter one and, you know, keep this, or there's one that goes to the ECU that you'll need to tell the ECU that you're starting the car. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. I'll record some more if there's something else I need, but otherwise, like, cut off what you don't need. This air conditioner thing, unless you're keeping your AC, cut it off. Here's something, I don't even know what it goes to. It's just taped in there, so not gonna worry about it. I don't even know where it goes. So this wiper motor thing, cut that out. It's pretty straightforward. You'll figure out what. Okay, just about the last video. Move the air intake box off the throttle body to kind of get it out of the way. You'll need the plug for that. Undo it, and these 2 connections I just cut off because they go to the transmission, and I don't want them. And it's an automatic anyway. The engine connectors, they are in here, and they come out really easily if you have access to them. So that's pretty much it. This is one of the boots. There's 2 of them. I just kind of pushed the outside in and forced it in. They come out pretty easily. The other one even just popped in by itself, which is here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to pull the wires through and pull the whole thing out. Hopefully it'll be cut, but everything just came right out. This is pretty much it. Pulled the ECU wire through the thing. The only thing is now all of these wires that go off to this right side of the car, I don't need, so I'm going to cut them off. And there we have it. Here's the whole thing. It took a little under 2.5 hours with videos and pictures. And got the ECU coming in, going out. These 2 boots here go out to the engine bay. Here you got the plugs for the engine. These are for the 2 oxygen sensors. For this year, I'm pretty sure it uses the small one with a 3-wire, not the one with the 4 wires, which also has 3 wires going out of it. I think that one's just for the rear. You don't need it. It's just for emissions. This plug, I don't remember what it went to. I don't think you need it. Coming out the other one, mass airflow sensor. I think this one was just zip tied on there. It wasn't doing anything. And oh, and then of course this one's mass airflow sensor, and then this one which is similar, it's got one more plug, is the ignition power thingy. Coming around this other side, so from the ECU, this goes around to the other side of the car, and really all you need from here, I mean, you'll have to do a few wires from the pin out. All you need, as I've been saying the whole time, is this brown guy, this is the main relay, green guy, fuel pump relay, and the 2 green plugs. Yeah, there. 2 green plugs. Trace those all the way back, cut this up, or look at your pin out, try to find what wires go to it, hack them off and just put them back on over here. It's up to you. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Not that hard. I've already hacked off a lot of wires. So there's a good chunk of wires missing that you would normally have, but that's pretty much it.